Hello and welcome to Database Systems. This is uh, the week number one lecture video. My name is Sung Kim and I'm the instructor for this course. I am going to go over the material for this week and I am sharing with you the Blackboard week number one. This is what you will see as soon as I am finished with the lecture video. This will be the typical format of the Blackboard. You'll have the objectives and a set of instructional materials and then a set of assignments. Before I leave here, let me just point out that there's a syllabus listed over here and discussion and resources, which will be changed a little bit to make it open after the videos are finished. This is the only one that you need to click to get into these items. So if you click on the assignment folder, here are 3 assignments, or all of the assignments that are going to be listed in every week that I'm assigning. So here's an introduction. I'd like you to click here and introduce yourself. There is a question from the textbook, which I'll talk about a little bit more in detail just a little bit. And then there's a lab assignment. Okay. If you go back, here's the weekly lesson plan that I'm going to post before Monday. And so if you click, so that's what that is. And then if there's any additional instructions, it'll be posted here. And for this week, here's another instruction on how to install a VirtualBox. And then typically there'll be a PowerPoint. But if you click on this one, you will see this lesson plan. So I'm going to go through the lesson plan with you, and there are 2 pages like that. So the first thing I'm going to do is to just go through the syllabus a little bit. Okay, so when you download, you should see the syllabus here, and I'm not going to go through the whole thing. You can read most of them. I'm just going to highlight a few items for you. Here's basic information about me and the course, and here's a list of the 2 textbooks. Actually, this is the textbook and this is the lab book that we're going to use. And then a little bit about the system requirements. Here's the detailed or weekly assignments and topics. And I think that's pretty much it. You can read the rest of them on your own. Okay. So coming back to the lesson plan, this is a 8-week intensive course, and the format will be online. Just wanted to say up front that this will be a very activity-based and hands-on class, as it will be noted on your grading scale as well. The 2 books that I mentioned before, this is the textbook. There will be some questions at the end of the chapter that we are covering for you to respond. But this one is the lab book right here. So we'll be doing some labs mostly from this book. Okay. In terms of the due dates and the grades, the assignments, whatever I assign that week, will be due in 2 weeks. So for this week, week number 1, so let me bring up the time here. So this will be Monday, and whatever I assign this week, it will be due the following week on Friday night. Okay, so you have 1 and almost not exactly 2 weeks, but almost 2 weeks to do your assignments. Okay, so that'll be what it is for every week. Of course, the exception to that is the very end. I think here's December 19th, so whatever I assign here cannot be due, in 2 weeks. But we'll talk more about the ending later on. Again, as I just alluded to a little bit, all of the assignments will be due on the last day of the term, which will be December 19th, Saturday midnight. Your grade will be available on Tuesday because I'm going to be submitting on Monday. Okay. My expectation for you guys is just to mainly do the labs. I'll get them done. But in terms of your computer, I would prefer that you have 8 gig of RAM. If you have 4, that's okay. But if you have like anything less than 4, that's just, it's going to be difficult. And even 4, some lab may take longer. And if it takes a little too long, you may think it's not working, or maybe it'll time out. So you're gonna need a little patience if you have just a 4 gig. This week's objective will be for you to just understand basically what database and database management system is, and how they're different in terms of the theory. But in terms of lab, I'd like you to install a VirtualBox. A virtual machine typically is available in 2 flavors, VMware and VirtualBox from Oracle. I think the Oracle VirtualBox is much more efficient, so I'm going to be using that. So if you could use that, that'd be great. Lecture video will be posted for you guys to watch. A lot of times it's not really necessary unless I'm showing you some examples or whatever, but most of what I'm going to give you is already in the lesson plan, so you should be able to kind of just chug along. Just to kind of go over the assignments a little bit. As I said, go to the discussion board and introduce yourself, and then read the chapter 1 from the textbook by Connolly and answer these 3 questions. And then for the lab, go to, download the VirtualBox, and then download it, install it, and take a screenshot and paste it onto the Word, and then submit it. Okay. So there is, if you go back to the instruction material, here is the how to install the VirtualBox document. So you can kind of see what's going on over here. So it's pretty straightforward and simple. You just go there, and whatever the host computer is, they have a download for that. So you can put one of these in there, or for me, I installed a Windows Server as well as Ubuntu Desktop. You don't need to install Ubuntu Desktop for this class, but that's from the last term. But anyway, so if you want to take a screenshot of this one showing that you downloaded it, you're not going to have this one, but just you can take a screenshot of this as well. Okay, so you don't have to configure anything this week, because when we install the Windows Server next week, we'll need to configure a lot of the stuff. So we'll do that next week. But this week, you just need to download and install the VirtualBox. Okay, so hopefully that kind of gives you a good start. Not very heavy-duty week, but hopefully that'll get you started. All right. So just kind of recap. I went over the Blackboard layouts, where things are, and what's available for you, and what the assignments are. I went over the both the lesson plan and the how to install the VirtualBox, and I went through the lesson plan. Now, usually, if there is some significant differences after I, do the actual presentation, then I'll post up a updated one. But I'll just do it for the sake, just in case I made some changes. Anyway, glad to have you to start this course, and looking forward to working with you. And if you have any questions, please feel free to email me, and looking forward to receiving your work. All right, take care. Bye-bye.